Katata Tiago Kakali Badon 4-star safety rating. Niat Tiago, Bachangan Galikawan Jongpi, Niat Tiago, Nakabentaga Jinshangan Kalongi Jongpi, one Chaka Frank Motors Halad Korban test drive Menta.
The all-new Tiago. It's seriously fun.
We have gone into in-depth analysis and in-depth consultation with different stakeholders, and only then have we come to this point in time, sir. And hence, now if you were to look back and say that we're going to change this, sir, the entire purpose of the way we have worked and the exercise that we conducted in this entire process, so will be in vain. And we realize that if you look at all the decisions that were made, it has been done keeping in mind the best interest of the people of the border area. And hence, sir, we are very clear that we will be sticking to this MOU. We are very clear that we will be going ahead with the discussions. There are some factors, sir, I want to say this in the House without giving too much of details because it is still in the process of discussion, that there is still some fine-tuning at the micro levels that need to be done. Now, for example, we know that this village is there. The details go down to the level of whether this tree will be in Meghalaya or this tree will be in Assam or not. And if the border has to be put in, the pillar has to be put in, will it be put in before the tree or after the tree? Will this particular house that is there, will this house be in Assam or in Meghalaya? That kind of micro detail discussion and survey is going on as we speak. And hence, the process still requires a lot of fine-tuning to be done because of the fact that the micro details and positions in certain areas is very, very complicated still. But as I said, the overall understanding that we have reached is a huge milestone, sir. It's a huge confidence-building exercise. I remember when I had met some people from Block 2 area and Block 1 area, I could see that emotion in their voice, hear the emotion in their voice, and I saw the tears in their eyes, sir, at that moment when they told me that we want you and we know that this government will resolve this issue. We have confidence. And that is a kind of emotion today, sir, that is going on. People have a sense of faith and confidence and belief that finally things are happening. And keeping in mind the people, the suffering that they're going through, sir, it is the duty of each and every person here in this room to resolve an issue like this, which has been pending for so many years, sir. Sir, coming to the new areas, I keep saying new, sir. The remaining 6 areas, there is no new areas, the remaining 6 areas that are there. Sir, after the swearing in and formation of this government, I had made a visit to Delhi, as you're aware, and I had met everybody from the Honorable President to Honorable Vice President, Prime Minister, Home Minister, and many other leaders in Delhi. And during my course of discussion at different levels, the discussion about the border issue had also come out. And the central leadership had also of the Government of India had also expressed that this issue should be, the momentum should not be lost, and that we should try and take all stakeholders into confidence and try and find a solution to this particular problem also. And hence, sir, I am happy to inform the House that we have reconstituted the committees because of the change after the election. There were some members who did not win in the election, and certain positions changed, and hence we have now reconstituted the committees. And this may be the best opportunity for me to read out the names of the new committee members. So for Ribhoi's committee, the regional committee, Shri Preston Tinsong, Deputy Chief Minister in charge Home Police, will be the chairperson. The members will be Shri Sostenes Sotun, MLA of Jirang and the Government Chief Whip. Third member will be Shri Merilbon CM, the MLA of Nongpo. The fourth member will be Shri Damanbait Lamare, MLA of Umroi constituency. The fifth member will be Charles Marangar, the MLA of Mohati constituency. Sixth member is Shri Ïingdorbar, the executive member of the KHGDC in charge Ilaka. And number 7, the Deputy Commissioner Ribhoi will be the member convener. So West Khasi Hills, the reconstituted committee will be as follows. Shri Paul Lyngdoh, Minister in charge Social Welfare, will be the chairperson. Shri R.L. Tonkar, MLA Mokurwat, will be member. Shri Methodius Dakar, MLA Moshenroot, will be member. Shri Remington Gabal Momin, MLA Ramrai Janangam constituency, will be member. Shri Jigur Marthong, Deputy CEM of KHADC, will be a member. Shri Banjop Pinrop, MDC of Ramrai Janangam KHADC, will be a member. And Deputy Commissioner of West Khasi Hills will be the member convener. For West Jaintia Hills, Shri Snobhalang Dhar, Deputy Chief Minister in charge Urban Affairs, etc., will be the chairperson. Number 2, Shri Kamingwon Umbon, Minister Food and Civil Supplies, will be a member. Number 3, Shri Lakmen Rumbui, MLA of Amlarem constituency, will be a member. 4, Shri Nujurki Sungo, MLA of Mokayo constituency, will be a member. 5, Shri Thombor Shivat, CEM of Jaintia Hills Autonomous District Council, will be a member. 6, Shri Aiborlang Shadap, the MDC of Boroto Mukro of Jaintia Hills Autonomous District Council, will be a member. And number 7, the Deputy Commissioner of West Jaintia Hills will be the member convener, sir. Hence, the committees have now been reconstituted. This was done about a week back, and the notification was out a week back. But I thought that it's good that I will mention it now on the floor of the House. This may be the best time to share it with everyone. And soon we will be, after the session is over, maybe sometime in the month of April or May, we will initiate the first rounds of talk where we will ask the regional committees also to be present. And post that, as has been done before, we will ensure that detailed and deep consultations take place with different stakeholders, and meetings take place at the grassroots level in ground zero to really understand all the points and the concerns of the people living in those areas, and also obviously of all the stakeholders like the district council and the traditional heads and the different civil society and all other stakeholders concerned. We will take them into confidence and do deep consultation before we decide on how to move forward. And while I say that, sir, I have to admit that it is indeed a very, very complex situation. And it is not going to be so easy for us to be able to find a solution that is going to be 100% acceptable solution to all. But I would like to appeal to everyone in this house today, and also the people of the state and all the other stakeholders who are involved out here, that let us keep the larger picture in mind. Situations and solutions and problems like this cannot be resolved if we keep sticking to our positions and keep sticking to our point, and not realizing that maybe if we were to just take one step to the right or one step to the left, our vision and our view may change of the things, and in the larger interest of finding a solution, that we may need to understand that we may need to look at different ways of solving this problem. It's very important that we go with the right mindset into this discussion. If we go with a negative mindset, if we go with a mindset that we will not listen to anybody, that we will not move an inch, that we will not agree to anything that the other side says. If the other side said yes, then we will say no. If they say no, then we will say yes. Then we will not be able to find a solution ever to this complex problem. So hence we must go with an open mind, sticking to our demands, ensuring that we don't compromise on the basic principles and the interests of our people. That should be the basis of our discussions. And I don't want to use the word deal, that this deal is good or this deal is bad. It is not a deal, sir. We're not trying to deal with somebody and we're going to say that, okay, you take this, I take this. That's not our point. Our point here is, sir, the word I would like to use, and the best word that we can use is, what is the solution? We are here to find a solution. How do we do it? By ensuring that we maintain the interest of the different stakeholders? How do we ensure that we stick to our demands and our position in whatever way possible, and yet we're able to find a solution to this by keeping the larger interests in mind? Sir, I've always gone through this very important point and a guiding factor that was taught to me a long time back when I was taking some classes I was remembering in my college days. And there was a teaching on a class on negotiations. And they taught us the basics about negotiations. And they told us that negotiation can never be from a point of position. And when I say that, I would like to just bring this to the house so that people can understand and appreciate where we're coming from. When we say position, sir, then we are sticking to one particular demand of ours. For example, sir, and I think this is a right forum to mention this also, that we have taken a position of ILP, for example. And our discussion has been that we demand ILP. Now, that's a position that we take. But ultimately, in negotiation, what we have to remember is what is our interest. Because a position is different from an interest. Because at the end of the day, the interest of our people and the state is to protect our identity, is to protect our people, is to ensure that issues like influx are controlled. Now, if we are going to go for a discussion and say, well, ILP is a point, yes, it helps us achieve that goal that we have and the interest that we have. But what my point is that if it's not from a point of position, but it is point of the achieving the goal which is there, which is what is important for us to remember while we go for discussions at this level, sir. So similarly, while we are coming here to discuss this, it's not our stand to say that we will not let go of anything. What is important for us to remember is that these are areas which are there, our people which are there. We need to ensure that our people are safeguarded. We have to ensure that the interest of our people is protected while we try to find a solution, an amicable solution to this problem. So I would appeal, I know that I don't need to go into details of all of this right now, but since members are present out here, I think it's important that I put this into the mindset of all our members right now and the public at large, that the approach has to be very thought of very well. And yes, I appreciate the suggestions made by all of the members. They're absolutely right. We don't need to rush, sir. And I can assure you, we're not here to rush at all. We're not here to solve the problem just because we have to solve it. Obviously, sir, we're not going to compromise on certain stands that we have. But as I said, that we need to not also leave it very, very, have a very soft approach or slow approach to the whole thing. We need to ensure that we are consistent in our approach. We move forward in a positive manner, and we go with a mindset to find a solution, keeping the interest, larger interest of the people and the state at mind. And therefore, we will do deep consultation. I assure the House, I assure the members that we will coordinate with all the stakeholders. Some of the members, in fact, the mover of the member had mentioned that the local MLAs and MDCs should be part of the committee. I'm sure that he is satisfied that he is very much part of this committee. And it's not that I'm saying it now because he said it. This was already, this notification came out a week back. So you're already part of the committee, but the notification had not reached you. But, or not week back, sorry. The notification came out 3 days back, but the decision was made about a week back. The notification came out about 3 days back. So this was already done before you even mentioned this in the House. You're already part of the committee, and so are the other local MDCs also. And we have not left out the district councils, as we had earlier mentioned. And the committee, sir, can at any time call other members, call other stakeholders, and have consultation with them. This is not limited only to this particular committee, but this will be the core regional committee that we have set up, sir. So the terms of reference of this committee are also there, which I don't feel I need to go through it, all of it. Once the notification reaches the honorable members, I'm sure they will be able to go through it. And yes, and apart from that, so there are, of course, as I said, many, many issues that are there, which I could have discussed. There is a long reply which I have been given, which I am refraining from going into because it's more technical in nature. And since this is a highly sensitive and a politically and socially important issue, I chose to speak direct about the points and how we have approached this entire issue, and as has been committed to the people of the state, I especially want to send this message across to the people living in the border areas, that while we work towards finding the solutions, there could be different challenges. But let me assure them that as a government, we are going to ensure that sufficient manpower is there, sufficient infrastructure in terms of our forces are there in these different areas of differences, so that the confidence level and the safety level of our people is maintained. I want to assure each and every one, especially the people living in the border area. And number two, I also want to share with you that we are in constant touch with our counterparts. I am in constant touch with Assam Chief Minister. Let me tell you that whenever an incident happens out there, there is no protocol that goes between Assam Chief Minister and me. I immediately call him up directly, even maybe before the Chief Secretaries are able to talk, or even before the DCs are able to talk, the two Chief Ministers talk and ensure that necessary instructions are given to ensure that situations don't escalate and situations are resolved. So we are in constant touch. This is a very important issue for us. We understand the pain and the suffering that you have faced in the last 50 years, and we are committed, this whole house is committed to ensure that we are able to find a solution so that the people in these areas can live in peace in the coming years, sir. And it is with this mindset that we are approaching this problem, and I assure the House that we are determined to make sure that we find an amicable solution to this border issue. So with these few words, sir, I once again thank the Honourable Member for bringing out this very important issue and giving me an opportunity to clarify on a large number of issues. And with these few words and clarifications, sir, I would like to resume my seat. Thank you very much, sir.